What's going on, guys? It's Dolly and, of course, the lovely PJ back in the house. How you guys doing out there? Thank you for jumping in the chat room so quickly. If you haven't yet, of course, what should they do, PJ?
Hit the like.
Hit the damn like button. Okay, we're talking about all the latest cases going on tonight. Of course, Lolo, she's over there going off. She's ready to get this party started.
She's been ready.
So, what are some of the things we're talking about tonight? I know we're talking about my favorite person, Leilani.
Yes.
We're talking about the Delphi murders tonight.
Taylor should business and her spit mask she got to wear today all day.
Tell her she business. Okay, you know, she is the crazy ass woman that likes to spit on everybody.
Well, no, she hadn't been spitting on nobody yet.
She was attacking people.
She was attacking. She was just completely losing her mind.
Yeah, that's what, you know, she's a crazy woman.
Sawing heads and chopping heads off.
Chopping heads off. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that lady is brutal. If she's not found insane.
She wasn't.
I know.
Today was the sentencing. So she had already been found guilty on all her charges.
I don't how you figure that lady is not insane when she's sawing people up and things of that nature.
That was a crazy one.
Yeah, for sure.
Make sure everybody can hear us, okay? So I don't have to yell. I like this better.
Can everybody hear us good? Give us the thumbs up if our mics are fine tonight. All right. It sounded good on the last one.
It really did.
So I haven't changed anything, so everything should still be good. What's up with Leilani? We're going to get to that in just a few minutes. We're just going through some of the stuff. So they didn't find this lady insane. She likes to saw people up. She had a court appearance today.
Well, it was her sentencing. So she had already been found guilty on 3 charges. There was murder. Then there was the disseminating body or messing with the body after the fact. And then there was that sexual assault.
Oh, that's right. Because after he was dead, she assaulted him.
That she put it in his butt.
That is insane. That is insane. That's why I'm saying, how they found this lady not insane to stand trial?
Because she was on drugs. She was on drugs. And she claimed that the drugs they claimed the drugs made her insane, or they exacerbated her mental illness she already had. But she was one of those people, which a lot of times people that are that mentally insane don't get help and don't do their medicine, or they don't take their medicine daily. So like, she wasn't taking her medicine and getting checkups regularly. So she can't really prove like, hey, I've been sick since birth. I've had a mental illness because she wasn't keeping up with it. So it's known that, you know, if you do a lot of drugs, it can make mental illness worse. It can cause psychosis, but if you already have a touch of it, it'll make it like a million times worse. And so that's what they were claiming that happened to her. But had it not been for the drug use, the insanity might have not been there. So it's like, it's hard, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, she's crazy. And the drugs may have made her a little more crazy. You know, if you take a crazy person and then you give them some drugs,
right?
That's never good, right? That's never damn good.
They don't really match. They don't go well together.
Well, yeah, we know she's never getting out. She's never getting out. But
she got a bunch of her family, and I was shocked because most of the time you don't see that big of a support system for somebody that committed that heinous of a crime. And she actually had like, her grandmother came up on a Zoom call, and she was one of her statements. Her aunt or second aunt, she had like 2 or 3 family members that came up and spoke in her defense, saying that she was somebody that was able to love. They said that she was somebody that should be able to be rehabilitated, somebody that should be allowed back in the public eventually after all of her treatment. Yeah, they really said that. And even the daddy of the guy that she killed, he even came up there and said he forgave her.
That's a nice dude. I couldn't do that. I mean, I could forgive you, maybe, because that's the Christian way to do it. But
ultimately, it'll make you feel better.
I wouldn't want you out of prison ever.
Well, yeah, I don't think
just because I forgive you don't mean I want you free.
Right, because there's certain people that shouldn't be in the public. She clearly has an issue with drugs, and so being able to have any access to drugs whatsoever is
there's
dangerous.
People that do drugs all the time and don't chop people
up. Of course not.
You know?
Of course.
So she
Some
has
have
a little bit something else wrong with her and drugs.
Well, that was the thing. Her side of the family was trying to explain her bad childhood. Like from the very get-go, you know, she had a terrible life and which it didn't sound like it up until, you know, her mom died. And so her mom died, she had a kid, the kid got taken from her. So basically like she lost her kid, she lost her mom, and then she lost her brother. And so that was the whole purpose of their sad statements of like, oh, she should be allowed to be out in public eventually. It's like the defense instantly came up and shot that down.
Because she had a rough life.
Right, and that's exactly where you're about to go. The defense went right there, like, I've had a bad life, and there's no way in hell, you know?
You had a rough life, so we should excuse you chopping somebody up.
Not even chopping, but sawing, man. I can't.
Chopping, hacking.
That story, I won't ever forget that one. That one was...
And just the sick thing she did to him, and... Yeah, that is totally disgusting. I hope the lady, she never ever.
She got life without
years without parole. Okay, life without parole. That sounds like a good sentence. But she does have some mental problems. Other than
she
drugs.
has to.
Because look, when she was in court and she tried to attack people, she wasn't on drugs then, and she had been clean for a while, sitting in jail. So she got something cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs going on. Yeah, but.
I think some people can act that out.
You think it was just?
I don't necessarily know. I would have had to been there.
So damn crazy that some minutes they're fine and the next minute they're damn trying to gnaw at your neck like a zombie. It's just the way it is. This world's crazy.
Well, when they finally peeled her off, the one guard was like, "Are you okay now? Are you okay? Or are you good?" And she
was like, yeah.
Oh, and then she was almost like she wasn't sure where she was at or something. Like she had just had a seizure episode or something. That's typical of like somebody that's had a seizure.
Why was her face covered up? Because they didn't want her spitting or biting.
Yeah.
So that's
a spit guard.
Spit guard. And, you know, because she has attacked. It was her lawyer she attacked.
Yeah, she attacked her lawyer.
And then she was fighting with the guards and then they got her under control. But her crime is like, wow.
I don't know why they didn't have her handcuffed though. Like,
here's the thing. Can you imagine being in a prison cell with that lady? Would you ever want to go to sleep or? Right? She don't have to worry about nobody messing with her in the prison because you know when she gets to prison, they're gonna know what she's there for.
Because it's the first thing you talk about.
Right.
And she don't seem to think it's a big deal.
So when you get in there, and they're gonna be like, "Well, this girl's in here for chopping somebody up and killing people." Are you going to want to sleep in a cell with somebody like that? Especially if you in there for shoplifting.
You wouldn't be in a prison cell with her for shoplifting, would you?
People go to prison for stealing. What if you stole a car? Say you stole a car and you go to prison. And now you sleeping next to the girl that's done sawed people up and put things in their...
I'd be mad.
In their butt cracks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that would scare you. Like...
Sleeping with your butt cheeks clenched.
It's a scary feeling to be around people that crazy.
I don't understand.
I've been around people that crazy, so I know. Well, not quite that crazy, but I've been around murderers, so that's pretty damn crazy. You gotta be crazy to kill somebody. I think you damn crazy and lost your mind.
I want to know why she had the 3 separate charges, right? And so the judge is reading out her ruling, and he's like, the very first one is the murder. You know, no chance of getting out, period. That's it. And then he's like, okay, and on the second count, you'll get, and I wrote down what it was, but it don't matter because to me, I'm thinking to myself, like, life, no chance. And what's life considered? Like, what's the number?
20 years.
Okay.
20, 25 years, something like that. I think it's 20 years.
Okay. So then technically in her case, she actually did get the 20 years plus like the 7 plus the 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So technically life is really not life.
Life is really not life.
Okay. Because I was sitting there like, why are they telling her life?
Life without the possibility of parole, then that is life.
Well, that's what she got. So then why would they, like, why would the time frame? Because he was like.
No, then I think still, I think your life sentence, I don't know. I know this. I don't plan on going to prison for life.
No, me neither.
You know, so
I don't plan on getting locked up at all ever or going to jail or ever. Just none of that. No,
yeah,
thank you.
So I mean, I don't think I'm really gonna have to worry about that. But she is gone. She's done. There's a stick of fork
They were worried, like her side was worried on days spent. And he was like, excuse me. And I'm just like, I don't think it matters, my dude. Like, sit down.
Well, now, if life is 20 years without parole, that means she has to do the full 20 plus the 4 plus the 7. That means one day she could possibly get out of prison.
I wrote it down. Look, she got life. And they didn't say without the parole. They said without the chance of supervision or what, something. It was worded differently. And then for the second count, for the mutilation of the corpse, she got 7.5 years, followed by 4 years supervised probation, and that was consecutive. I meant to look that up.
Oh, so she's doing, if that's consecutive, she's doing the 7 is running after that.
It.
Yeah, so she's doing 27 years.
And a half. And then the sexual assault, she got 3 years.
Okay, so she's 27. She's doing 30 years.
And that was
30 and a half years.
Yeah, and that was also consecutive. And then after that, they listed off like, oh, and for the other something, like, it was weird. It wasn't, she only had 3 charges, but then he said, for the other offense, she's gonna have a year, and then a year after that. And then the lawyer was like, well, what about she had 581 days credit time served or something, and he was like, do you have any objection? The other side was like, no, and then that was it. All right, she has 581 days served. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, so that means they're counting a life without the life sentence is 20 years, plus she's doing 30.30. We say 30.5. She's in there for a long damn time.
Oh, she's in her mid-20s. She still has a chance of getting out. Then
I know. That's scary.
And so, like, she
Even
literally
an old lady can chop you up.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. She literally sawed her man's head off.
She should never be. When they let her out, she should never be allowed to date.
But
what do you think about that?
She's gonna be gay by the time she gets out.
She's gonna be gay by the time she gets out. What if she ain't?
I don't know.
What girl would want to date her in the prison system?
I don't know. I'm not into girls. I don't know.
Okay, so do you want to go into, speaking of prison system, Leilani?
Yeah. I was just making sure that was all I had. The Leilani documents that came out were just her side had filed some paperwork in the court system, and basically it sounded, remember I was just telling you earlier how it sounded like her defense, her side is trying to, like, not intimidate the prosecution, but it's like they're asking in the document, they're asking for all of the witnesses they have against her. They want their name, their address, their date of birth, any aliases they have. Like, it was, I gotta pull it up. The way it's worded, you just have to hear it, because I was just thinking, like, man, are they like wanting to like threaten these people or something, or just what is going on?
No, so Leilani and them, I guess the stuff they're trying to push through sounds like they're trying to get like their people to review everything that they have.
I thought that's what happened in a court hearing anyway. So, like, why would you have to motion for that to happen when, if I'm being tried for murder, you're...
Well, she wants to know, I guess, the information on anybody that gave statements against her.
Right. And that seems to be like some type of like intimidation tactic.
No, because say you was in the court and you were giving statements against me, I want to be able to discredit your statement. You see what I'm saying? So maybe the lawyer's like, hey, we want these people, we want to know who these people are that gave these statements. So we can say, well, this person's a convicted felon that robs banks. Their statement ain't credible in the court of law. Maybe it's something to do with something of that nature.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Because a lot of times you go in court before they, the lawyers ask, you ever been convicted for lying, cheating, or stealing?
Yeah, because it speaks on your moral compass and your character.
And if you have, then right off the bat, you're not a good witness, or So maybe it's something to try to tear the people apart that have said things on her. She wants their docs, and on the internet days, they'd be like, that's a docs right there. She wants to know where they live.
That's what it sounded like. Their date of birth,
their
name, their alias.
Yeah, but that goes into, you're saying something on me. I should have the right to defend myself against.
Well, yeah.
You can't defend yourself against mystery people.
That's the thing, though. If it's like some tit for tat, like if it's something somebody.
She has a pretty good court-appointed lawyer. I have to say that. So far, for her not having no money, broke, nobody really helping Leilani. She has good representation, court-appointed. So far. Okay. If they get her off this, I'm gonna be so like can't believe it. And I know, just like the chat knows, that baby setting that trigger warning before I get into this. All right, guys, trigger warning. That baby sat in that landfill for a damn month, and I can tell you firsthand how hot it is down there in Georgia. It's hot. That baby was ran over with dozers, crushers. There's no way in hell on this planet to determine how that baby died.
Yeah.
There's really no witnesses but Leilani. And if she goes in there and says, "Hey, this baby drowned," and what some people now are saying, the sink.
Well, I think she wrote it in. I think she wrote it in her diary.
The pool. That what? He drowned in the sink?
That whatever it was that happened. I don't think he would. Why would he be in the sink?
I don't know. That's what people in the chat been saying. They heard he died in the sink. I heard he was blunt force trauma is what the police originally said.
That's what's on the report. That's what's on the.
How do you prove blunt force trauma when you have little fragments of bone?
Somebody told it. I'm telling you, Danny.
I don't know. I don't know if it's Danny.
Oh, but they did say she wrote it in her diary too, though. But that's part of this document that I was getting ready to point out. There's parts of this document that her defense
That's what me saying. Maybe boyfriend is a witness.
He's got to be, because you've seen they basically catered to him and got him out of there right away. He wasn't messed with. He wasn't in trouble.
I don't know if they catered to him.
Like he didn't get in trouble. He didn't get any kind of pushback from being in that situation.
Okay, Alabama Mama 4 saying there was blood on the wall when
luminol. Yeah,
you use luminol. You would have to do DNA testing. Whose blood is it?
Yeah,
stuff of that nature. And I believe if there was blood there and they found it with luminol in the beginning, they would have arrested her. They wouldn't have let her sit there. That would have been enough to arrest her right there.
The way that this document's worded, part of it down here at the bottom, it's like a 16-page document, and the part in the bottom, it basically says that something about her statement, and which is why I do believe they have some kind of statement from her in her diary, because
but how would you know that Billy Joe Jawbone love her daughter to Joseph right? Loves Leilani to damn death, right? They do party and do drugs together. She turned those diaries over. If there was something in there that implicated her daughter, she's gonna get rid of that shit. She had plenty of time. I mean,
they knew it was in there.
Billy Joe's a big old biker bitch, and she ain't letting her daughter go down. Like she ain't gonna tell on her daughter.
I agree. At the same time, though, I think they. Okay, I'm an adult. I write stuff down because my therapist told me to. It's not a diary, but if I got in trouble for something, what's the likelihood of me having something where I wrote something down? Like, how would they know to go look for that unless somebody had said, "Hey, look, this is what she did. She wrote it in her diary. Go get that." Like, it's not usual.
She may have been saying it.
Yeah, I think she did say.
In her diary. And then they's like, "Oh, we want the diaries."
I think she did incriminate herself a lot in the beginning, which is why a lot of this document says stuff like that. Like she wants the right to have her statements reevaluated. She wants.
Well, the thing is everything she was saying, she didn't have lawyer up, right? Because she wasn't charged.
Yeah.
So she's out there just freely justice for Quentin saying shit and doing shit, and everything you say and do will be used against you in a court of law.
Not if they didn't say that to you.
Everything you say and do.
Not if they don't say that to you, though.
I know, but she's out there in the club. She's out there partying. All that shit they're watching, and they're going to use that against her.
Of course.
You know, that's why they tell you that. You got to write and remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
That's the part that scares me, though, because same thing with Casey Anthony. She was out there partying, getting tattoos, Vita Loca, whatever life, beautiful life, having the time of her life. And she's out walking the street.
Horrible. It makes you look horrible. I mean, it ain't illegal. It just makes you look absolutely horrible. I mean, this girl had a missing baby. right? And
He
I know
looked
this is
just
going to hurt
like
her in court. If
her.
Dolly did one thing, I heard her in court when I tracked her down to that island. And that
Mm,
became national news of her out partying.
yeah.
That is going to hurt
Well,
her
the
in
fact
court.
that her mama had her out there with her, I just
She can
can't.
think she can hate me in prison for every day because that's going to put her away just a little bit longer than that partying she was doing. She's going to pay for that shit. You watch. And that's one good thing I brought is, hey, I exposed her for that shit. You know, and there ain't no way they're going to forget that in court. You know,
See,
that she
this
was out
part of the
partying while her
document.
kid was in a landfill.
Due process information specific request. The defendant specifically requests the following information, which is in the knowledge of the state, its agent, or district attorney. A. Any statement by an alleged accomplice, whether charged or not, this is where I go right directly to Danny. Any statement by an alleged accomplice, whether charged or not, which statement is favorable to the defendant in any or of the ways described in paragraph 3. Any statement by any witness or person interviewed which is favorable to the defendant in any ways described in paragraph number 3. This part is not what I was looking for, but a lot of this document basically makes it seem as
There's
though
a witness.
there's a witness and there's
Well, if there's a witness, we know, of course, it has to be.
It has to be Danny. But then her brothers were there too. Her stepdad was there at one point too that morning, I thought.
Oh yeah, but I don't know if you ever met her brothers, but they
I never met her
I
brothers.
don't even know what to say about them dudes. Paul is a little thug wannabe that somebody's going to end up killing him.
Oh,
okay?
Lord.
Unalive him, however you want to say it. Okay, Michael he's trapped in the weirdest family. I bet you he wish he could escape. Okay.
Is that bad?
Yeah, yeah. Like he looked confused the whole time.
Oh
no. But it's Paul, which is the one that was there, the younger one.
Yeah.
Michael won't dare. He was gone. He came in after the fact. Paul was there. When Leilani left, he's the one that watched the other kids. He was the only one left at the house. So, and then he came out running his mouth at me.
For what?
I can't remember exactly. You know what I'm saying? But he's not a very big guy to have a big mouth.
Well,
like
look who his mama is.
Huh?
It runs in the family.
I know, but Billy Joe big as shit. Her son's small as a damn twig. How you had that little ass kid, right? He looked like he never grew up.
He probably looked like his daddy.
But he had a mouth on him. You know, her other brother, he's in prison for killing a dude in the woods.
Yeah, I remember.
Right? Because I met the cousin of the person that Leilani's brother killed, and she was out there at the protest, and she was saying, you know, they didn't care when they murdered my brother or her cousin or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it was enough to make her be out there protesting that, you know, these people are killers kind of thing. That is something in the bloodline. I don't know. I know Billy Joe looked at me one day like, if these cameras wasn't around, I might be missing. Right? She was like, you got the wrong one. I was like, don't kill me, lady. Don't kill me. She was a lot scarier than the Fry Guy. She's more intimidating.
Really?
Yeah.
She's a lady.
The Fry Guy looked like a big old sissy. Billy Joe looked like she'd been in some bar brawls. Okay. She looked like it was go time.
She's a biker lady.
Okay.
Of course she's been in bar I can't speak today. Bar brawls.
The damn Fry Guy, he'll run from you. Billy Joe will fight you. Okay.
Lord.
So I know that. Don't go messing with that lady because she looked like a tough chick, boy. I ain't gonna lie.
In her chicken costume?
Even in her chicken costume. You see her about a 6-pack deep, say some slick shit to her. She'd be ready to rock, baby.
I bet.
It tripped me out, though. I thought it was funny. But, you know, there's certain things that would trigger Billy Joe, right? And she was good with most of everything, but there were certain things that if I wanted to make her mad, I could say that would make her mad.
You kind of have that.
When you start blaming her.
You can do that.
When you start blaming her, she gets mad. Okay? When you start blaming her that this is your upbringing, if you hadn't did this. Yeah, because
that one stings. She's got 2 kids that are in prison.
That got her in my face. Okay? That got Billy Joe right up in my face. I said, look, if you hadn't took custody of these kids, this shit wouldn't have happened. Right? And she got mad, boy. That set her off. But other than that, she was cool with me. Like, hey, you want to come sit chill with us and stuff? But I never did. But
I mean, why is she not in trouble though? I really still don't understand that.
I mean, you got 2 kids that are murderers.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe you could say it's on the dad's bloodline. The other side of the family's crazy. It ain't
They
this side.
got
type.
2 different dads.
Yeah. Then you get into that. It's like, okay, it's Billy Joe's side that's crazy.
Yeah. But why is she not in trouble though? Because like clearly she had to take the kids due to them being in an unfit situation.
And this, guys, I don't know if Billy Joe is just like a drug addict, like constantly, or just drove her to doing drugs.
I mean, you could see her decline.
Right, because she was clearly
you could see her you could see her go from like the very very beginning to somewhat being okay, like normal, and then just yeah.
So you think it was like maybe she was working,
the stress of it all,
the stress
she was losing her damn mind. You literally were watching somebody lose their damn mind.
Yeah, I mean, because there was times out there I was like, yo, this lady is meth out her mind. And I don't know, I'm thinking
when she had that dress on and she came out, I remember.
It seems like you would be taking some anxiety meds or something.
That's their med. That's some people take that as their meds.
That seems insane to me. And yeah, I was just thinking, this is the time, lady, you need to be strong, right?
Oh, Miss Ann said that DFAX is waiting on the outcome of the trial, then they'll get her. I mean, I guess. How long do you have to freaking put some kind of charge on somebody, though?
It depends what the charge is. Misdemeanor charges, I think it's like a year.
I looked in that. It's more than a year.
Is it? Oh, okay.
But still, like, I don't know.
To bring the charges on them.
Right.
You can't bring misdemeanor charges on somebody after a year. I
didn't look that far into it.
Yeah. If they've charged, you can try them after a year, but somebody can't commit a misdemeanor crime a year ago, and then you go, okay, you did that.
I guess I just don't understand the purpose of waiting. Like, you're just letting the person live their best life until you just decide now is the time. Like, clearly.
I mean, yeah, you have a year. Like, let's say you punch me in the face right now. Okay. I have a year to prosecute you for punching me in the face. Like, I don't have to go today and immediately go have you put in jail. I could be like, I didn't have a ride. As soon as I got a ride, 2 weeks later, I went down there and had you served. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So they give you a year. I know this state does. I believe that's pretty much across the board on misdemeanor charges. Felony charges ain't like that. You can it goes on and on and on. Some felony charges never run out.
I don't have an experience.
Murder, rape, that shit don't expire. That you going to prison, they catch you 80 years later. You're still going to prison.
That's because that's a serious crime. That makes sense. But I don't know.
So she must have lucked out with a good public defender down there in Georgia.
She's studying law now. She's probably helping do her own shit.
The lawyers, and there is some good lawyers that come out the South, even public defenders. So a lot of high, powerful lawyers in Georgia too. So sounds like she got a good team, and that ain't good. I don't like that. I don't like that because I want to see her do 20 years.
Lisa asked a couple of times in chat who drove her to the trailer park.
Apparently, she drove. Is the thing, okay? Danny had left, and I mean, really, nobody knows exactly.
Exactly. But if she was on camera, you would have seen somebody with her.
Well, yeah, she was definitely caught on camera, throwing something away in the dumpster. They didn't know what she threw away in the dumpster. They didn't know for a fact it was the baby. But locals knew, because locals had came to me way before it hit the news and said she threw the baby in the dumpster.
Yeah, I remember.
Right? And then I came online and said she threw the baby in the dumpster in the trailer park. Come to find out, that information was correct. She did throw the baby away in the damn dumpster in the trailer park.
How did everybody know that, though?
Because her best friend lives in that trailer park. Okay.
So she done told somebody. So there's actual evidence to prove that she told somebody that, and then that's how it got around.
Okay, I don't know if you've seen the video. There's a video where all the reporters run up to the truck and Leilani's trying to leave in the truck. Okay, I remember I'm out there filming that.
I remember.
Okay, there's a girl That is the one that
the
is
backpack
tying the fence up. Okay, that is Leilani's best friend. She lives in that park over there. Now, when you go into that trailer park in the beginning of it, I probably should have gave people a better layout of it when I was down there, but there's a gas station that sets right there. And then there's, when you come in, now they got these signs, but I was told that these signs wasn't there before. It's like no trespass and a bunch of different other shit, video surveillance. But there's signs that say you're being videoed. And then it kind of loops around to the back to a big row of dumpsters. Okay. And then apparently she was caught somehow on camera. I don't know exactly what camera, but yeah, it does say when you pull in there that it's being videoed.
Yeah.
And locals knew shit quick, and they knew she was beating on the baby. The kids in the neighborhood knew she was hitting on Quentin. I couldn't put out none of it. I didn't want to say none of the kids because, these people are crazy, and I didn't want none of them kids getting hurt that were feeding me information.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But there was young kids down there feeding me information that lived on that street. And
I mean, that's something that's very apparent. My parents had gone to the neighbor's house a couple of times before, and they kind of are rough-handed with their kids, and it's like that's just something that people that don't beat the crap out of their kids do. Like I would notice that in a heartbeat. And so like if that's how you conduct yourself and you don't see nothing wrong with it, that's how you conduct yourself walking down the street.
Okay, so Quentin in the road. Okay, he's in the road. Instead of Leilani going out there, grabbing Quentin, spanking him on the ass, she goes out there and backhands him across the face where he flies and hits his head in the street. Okay, this is what the kids are telling me. There's a difference between disciplining your kid and abusing your kid. Now, look, I don't blame kids for not reporting nothing. They're kids. They don't really 100 get it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't look at the kids and go, well, why didn't y'all call the police? Why didn't you call us? Because they're kids. That's why they didn't do it. They don't.
Most adults wouldn't either. Most adults would turn the other way and like it's not their business.
I know. And when so many people gave so much hate about, disrespecting the neighborhood or keeping the neighbors away, them neighbors failed that baby. They completely failed. The man across the street was a perv, okay? The fry guy was...
Why? Because he was hitting on Betty?
He was saying the nastiest stuff.
We heard him. We watched all of it. You forgot we were all there.
He was saying some of the nastiest stuff. Like I
think he was trying to shock value, y'all.
Yeah, but he seen this abuse. Fry guy hung out with them. He's seen this abuse.
Yeah, see, that's a problem.
All these people seen this abuse and didn't do nothing about it. So when people are like, oh, you disturbed these people, fuck them people, right? Yeah. These people failed. It takes a community. They watched this baby be abused. Every last one of them neighbors knew exactly what was going on, right? And did nothing. Right? You let me see you beat a kid out in my front yard and watch how fast I call the police on you if I don't go out there and try to break my foot off in your ass.
See, I think that there's more to it than just that, only because we know that there's been cases like somebody had called on them before, or else they wouldn't have had a case already entered.
I know.
So who's to say somebody didn't, or one of the neighbors didn't report them or whatever, and that they didn't get taken right away?
That was out there, the firefighter. There was only one decent neighbor out there, and it was a firefighter. And the same thing. How did he miss all the abuse going on?
Right.
The only thing he wasn't an asshole. He was just like, look, I don't want nothing to do with it. Y'all don't block my driveway. I ain't got no problem with anything. He never really said nothing. Nobody messed with nobody. No nothing. So I'm sure it was a little bad on him. Okay, the firefighter dude. But at the same token, hey man, this is happening right in front of your house.
Yeah.
You don't see this baby out here crying. You don't see this baby out in the street. A dude came to me and said that Quentin came to his house. Okay. And this house is 2 blocks down the street.
What do you mean came to his house?
Came to his house by himself.
A tiny toddler came to his house.
And he took Quentin back.
By himself?
He took him back. Right?
Wow.
And I ain't gonna put out what neighbor that is, but that ain't the neighbor. This neighbor lives on the main drag. So not only did Quentin walk down Buckhalter, but he crossed the street.
Damn.
So by himself.
How How does that even happen?
Not only were they not they're lucky he didn't get ran over and killed out there
Wow.
before Leilani even did this to him.
Right, but that's why supposedly Billy Joe had custody of him, because they weren't cared for. So then, like, the system failed these children. The system clearly failed all of these children, because why would they have been allowed to stay in the same environment they came from? Like, it just doesn't. That's sad.
But if you're not reporting this stuff,
who's to say they didn't? We don't have any access to what got reported.
I'm just saying, it just seems, but everybody knew what was going on. I mean, everybody knew what was going on.
Who's to say they didn't report it and nothing got done? I mean you've seen that she got custody, and they still lived in the same house. They still got to play house. She still got to play house. Billy Joe didn't want the babysitter having full custody of the child so that Leilani could have a chance of being a mother, because Billy Joe had her kids taken from her. So it's like a vicious cycle that they are all stuck in.
They didn't even know where he was from. That was the first time.
Oh, when the baby came up, they didn't know where the baby had come from? Is that what she's saying?
I don't know. I didn't read her first comment, but I'm just saying that kid had been wandering out into the road. He had been wandering down the road, and he's lucky he hadn't been ran over by a car.
Where was his brother at? Did she treat the brother like that too?
Let me just tell you this horrible story. So, Quentin is at the pool in the backyard, okay? One of the neighbor kids are there, and this neighbor kid asked Leilani, can Quentin get in the pool with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Leilani, all calmly, normal, like she said, there's no anger, no, yeah, sure, right? So this person's child puts floaties on Quentin, okay, and gets in the pool. Now I got to tell you now, the pool's so damn dirty that they would go in there 20 minutes before they would get in the pool and pour bleach into it. Just that's how dirty their pool was. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you what the kid told me. Yeah, and then they would get in it.
Holy shit.
Okay, so they're swimming in some nasty ass algae pool. And
they're putting the baby into this.
And yeah, the baby
into
it. Oh my
God.
Swimming in the kids are swimming in it, right? Okay. I've seen some shit though, dirty creek waters in the South. Kids swim every fucking where. They don't care. Right? But Quentin's in there with the floaties. And Leilani comes out and asks her why Quentin has floaties on.
Because he's a toddler.
Yeah, and they're in the deep end of the pool.
And she's not out there watching him.
And she said that Leilani was really super calm and was like, oh, bring him over here to me. Right? And she grabs Quentin out the pool, takes the floaties off and starts beating the shit out of him. I mean, just brutally beating him. And
why?
Because he had floaties on. Make it make sense, right? And
that is so disturbing.
The kid didn't know what to do because the kid felt like she just got Quentin beat. You see what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
She was abusing Quentin like that.
That's mental abuse.
And it's horrible. Them type of things, to hear this stuff coming. And look, this kid ain't got a reason to lie. You know what I'm saying?
That's some shit that you're going to carry with you for life. That is so disturbing. That was a baby.
Somebody says that was not a ghost. That damn sure looked like a ghost to me. Some people say it's a shadow. I say no. That was 100%. If I ever seen a ghost.
I don't.
Look, somebody told me that Jack Osborne has a ghost show, and it goes over stuff or something like that. The Osbournes. I'm going to send that to them. Okay? Because that is the realest ghost video I know of. Because one, I was there. And two, when you see the video, there ain't no faking it. It's live. You see that shit go down live on camera. That is the realest ghost video I think I've ever seen. Okay? Because I know it ain't fake. Because I was there. So, yeah, that shit needs to be on some ghost shows right there. At the scene of a murdered child, you got a child ghost
it's like the same
height
that he would be.
That is the craziest ghost video ever in history.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You had the scene of a murdered child and a child ghost runs by you. What better ghost video
house.
is that?
Yeah.
That shit don't it? That should be on all the ghost shows. Send that shit to TV networks, okay? That shit needs to be seen because that is the realest shit out here.
It's
that shit
sad.
made me want to do ghost hunting. I was like, okay, maybe there is some ghosts.
Too bad you're scared of everything.
I know. It would, but hey, that adds to it.
I still want my ghost video that was in the other video. What good is it
going looking for ghosts if you ain't scared of them?
Let's
find this ghost. We're gonna hang out.
I want to hang out with the ghost.
Nobody wants that. People
I
want to
hang out with the
ghost. Right? Like me. Y'all want to see me run, break a neck, get hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody wants to see anybody break a neck.
I think they do.
No, they don't.
The internet is crazy. They like when you trip over stuff and you end up in the hospital.
No, that's because that's funny. Like on Big Daddy when he pulls the freaking kid out and they're rollerblading and he throws the sticks in the thing and the people rollerblade by and fall down. It's funny.
Okay. So, all right, now we got to go into the occult.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know what to think anymore about that. I tried to be like good cop, bad cop and listen to a lot of videos today on like the opposing views of how this is not Odinism, but
not Odinism. And Richard Allen is guilty.
If the whole point in the defense putting the paperwork out like they did was just to cause reasonable doubt, they did that. They didn't wipe my memory clean. Like they did their job. I don't know what my name is anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. As a defense, say your guy's guilty as shit. He's confessing. You really ain't got much. You got to put some doubt out there. And look, in the world we live in, you start talking about the occult and cults, everybody knows that shit's real, right? There's your doubt. You got the sticks, you got the crime scene that looks like this. You got police coming up with the most bullshit statements that I've ever heard. The bullet stuff is crazy.
Yeah, the bullet stuff is real crazy.
The professor stuff is crazy.
That doesn't exist, but he might exist. Yeah.
Them ruling out the occult shit is crazy. The whole Keegan Klein shit is crazy. It's all crazy.
Oh, it's rumored that Logan and Richard Allen might have known each other, and Logan's now dead. So the property that they were found at.
Ron Logan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's a small area. Everybody out there probably knows everybody.
Yeah.
You know, it's in the middle of nowhere. They probably, the Rite Aid and fucking 3 stoplights and.
Right. It's so small that the one of the girls' family member was like, yeah, he developed our photos before. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't know who the hell like developed my photo. I get my pictures developed every now and then.
People in these little small areas, they definitely know each other or they know of you. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, they might not personally be your friend, but they'll be like, oh, that's so and so. He works at They'll know your business,
Yeah.
So,
the fact that this man has no criminal history, he's never been in trouble for anything before, and this is like his first time, really. It's just, there's just so much.
Well, I was saving up for when I get in trouble. I was just going to, do the worst crime ever, right?
Yeah.
So we got 500 people watching. We only got 219 likes, PJ.
And they don't like my face.
Look, if we get 1,000 likes, we will shave PJ's head.
No, you don't.
Okay, how about that?
Don't lie to them.
We were going to make her eat one of those hot chips. Okay, if we got 1,000 likes, but then we seen somebody died, and then of course I don't want PJ to die. Okay. So we can't feed her a hot chip. But if we get 1,000 likes, we could possibly shave off one eyebrow. Okay?
I'll think about it.
Think about it. But just kidding, guys. Hit the like button. Let's get it up to 500 likes. We got 500 people here with us. You guys must like true crime. Okay? Or you like soap and lotion and you just like staring at it. Okay?
Hell yeah.
Either one of the two.
That's why I'm here.
For the soap and lotion?
For the soap and lotion.
Soft skin, baby. Soft skin is in 2023. Okay? We're going to try to keep it that way in 2024.
There's no reason not to have soft skin.
So, I wonder if these Vanlanders people, this cult,
You were right. It's Vinlander.
Vinlanders? Okay, Vinlanders. I wonder if they use Dolly soap.
Probably not. They're heathens.
They're heathens. Huh.
It's like a rugged, outdoorsy
Viking,
type of look.
never shy, stanky ass.
They don't use soap, I don't think.
They don't use soap.
Just tree sap.
Tree sap. That seems like that'd be pretty damn sticky. Okay? Rub a little bark on it. It'll be okay.
Just how they do.
That's how they do. Okay, so what we learned from this is don't have kids with Leilani. All right? Don't move to Delphi, Indiana. All right?
And I almost went into that whole rabbit hole of that fire.
And don't date crazy women.
Okay.
Right?
Good advice, yeah.
Because it could chop you up, or what you said,
saw your head off.
Saw your head off with a rusty butter knife. She did with a turkey knife.
I swear, she was really into Jeffrey Dahmer.
I wonder if it was an electric turkey knife on it.
No.
Just a regular turkey knife?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and then that got dull.
You'd be like, and it just chopped through.
You don't remember that was horrific. They said like the blade was dull, so she went to the other knife. That's when she went to like the razor blade, like the pocket knife. There was 2 or 3 different knives.
Good Lord. Okay. That's why I don't keep knives around here. You never know. You got less.
That's why I have my purse.
You got less chances of being stabbed in a conflict if there ain't no knives around.
I don't even have that thought process. Like, it's weird to me.
All right. Does anybody else hide their knives? It was just Dolly. Okay. Press 1 if you hide your knives. Okay. I'm a knife hider. The only person that knows where knives are in this house is me. And that's a just in case situation. All right.
I know where the knives are.
I was kidding. I'm kidding with the YouTube people.
I'm sitting here believing you.
She's sitting here going, wait, there's knives right there. I'm kidding. All right, they don't know that. Okay.
I do think you're seriously, like, subconsciously worried about having knives around, though, because that one display with the Jason mask with the knife, you truly don't want in here. And I'm thinking, like, it's just a display.
Because, okay, guys, I wanted to put this display. It has like a tree stump thing, and it says Friday the 13th on it. It has the official Jason mask on it. And then across it, it has the machete. Okay, and I was going to put it on my TV stand by my front door. And the only thing with that is if an intruder kicks up in the front door, right in the first thing they can grab.
He's already going to have his shotgun.
Well, I'm just saying there's a machete at the front door. So if you get in the front door, you have a weapon instantly.
Yeah, but
a machete, a big ass Jason machete.
I mean, he's not going to come in without a weapon to begin with, or else he'd be dumb. Like what
if it's just an intruder that's trying to break in the home, and then the next thing you know, you come through, you forget to lock the front door.
Yeah.
I think you forget to lock the front door. Somebody comes in and they got a weapon.
You just don't keep it by the front door.
Look at the dude that had his rifle in the escape.
See, that was weird. I don't
even. In the garage, grabbed the rifle.
That was like, didn't they just tell everybody not to be outside and to put their shit away and lock their doors? And then all of a sudden there's here's a free car. Here's a car. Get in. The keys are right there in it. Go ahead. And then after that, there's a freaking garage door open. There's a rifle.
Well, what about the people that may feel sorry for the escapee and leave him food baskets and car keys? You know what I'm saying?
Those people are weirdos. I was wondering what happened.
Somebody said off with his head.
Off with whose head?
I don't know. This is off with his head. Okay. So did we cover everything that we needed to cover?
Yeah. I mean, I could keep talking, but the daggone case on freaking Delphi is just I don't even know what to think anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
because they do have him for something. It's like they have to disclose what they have as for evidence against him, and it's just like, what do you have? What do you have on him? Because I can't understand how
he confessed. Though he confessed to his wife and his mama.
Yeah, but only after the fact. When he went to the station, he actually got interviewed in the beginning. They didn't arrest him for 5 years. He didn't move. He didn't freaking get out of Dodge. He didn't change his appearance. He didn't.
But what if after they interviewed him, he thought he got away with it? Hey, they don't think I did it, so why leave?
You're not gonna stick around and find out if they eventually determine that you did it.
Yeah, but if they determine you did it these days, it don't matter where you live, and they come
It didn't
get your
get
ass.
solved. It did. It's not like there was a conclusion to it. It was still an open case.
I don't think it's solved now.
I don't think so either, because there's no way in hell he did that by himself. There's no way, and the prosecution swears that he did all that by himself.
Well, I mean, his lawyers, I could see arguing that he hadn't slept and hadn't eaten, and he made a false statement. It happens, right? Lack of sleep, sleep deprivation. People say things they didn't do. But to say the guards forced him to confess, that's a little bit harder to. I think they should have said, hey, he was under distress. He said things that wasn't true. This has been committed by the occult. I don't know why lawyers are like, I need to become a lawyer. I should have been a lawyer. Because same thing in the Kohberger case, him denying being in the house. All he had to say is, yeah, man, I was at a bunch of parties. I'm a college dude. I went to a bunch of places. I think I may have been there. I'm not positive, but I was in the parties in that area, a bunch of them. That puts you at the scene. That puts a possibility that you could have left your DNA accidentally. It's just putting doubt.
Yeah.
Because when you go in front of a jury, all you got to have is one motherfucker be like, I don't know, man. And that I don't know is what you want.
Yeah, that's
because you got to be positive when you taking somebody's life or putting them away for the rest of your life that you 100% sure that you're doing the right thing, because you got to live with that decision the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And you may not think, but when you lay down in bed at night and go, man, did I put an innocent person in prison for the rest of their life? You'll think about it.
Yeah.
And it'll haunt you. So
see how easily you came up with that? And here we have the defense with, oh, he just likes to take drives at night.
He likes to take rides at night. It's all about doubt.
It's almost like they're fucking with us. Like what? Look.
You just got to make people doubt it. That's it. A little bit of doubt is it. Then you can get appeals and different things, but you got to have some doubt. And yes, what they're doing in the Delphi is a little bit of a Hail Mary, but it's creating doubt.
They can't say just anything without having some type of proof, though, because I mean, there's your career out the window. Like, you're done. If you done said all this stuff, you incriminated all these people. They named officers supposedly that were into this Odinism or whatever.
Maybe they are, but that don't mean technically that Odinism has anything to do with it. It does appear that is, let's just say, it's some other cult, and it's not Odinism. There's other cults in this world, I'm sure. What if this is another cult and it's not Odinism, and Odinism is being blamed for some satanic people, let's say, that are not pagans, they're something else, devil worshippers, and they did it and stuck sticks in them and shit, you know?
Yeah.
And it could be, there's all kind of these weird cults and underground society. How do we know it's that one? Because that's
the people that are connected to it, and that's the one that's prominently there, yeah. And I guess they have sectors and recruiters and all that other stuff that they've been able to show when they listed the people that are actually just involved by name. So that's my issue, is if they're just throwing out Hail Marys, how is it okay for them to be directly naming and accusing set people, even officials, if it wasn't true?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They've done some research to find that, hey, these people are into these things. And I mean, that's a stretch, but they're probably possibly right that them people are into paganism and things of that nature. But that don't mean that they went and killed these kids either.
Even though you have some of them admitting to have been there, and
I know it's I've said, you know, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here because I believe this is something off the dark web. And there's a bunch of these sick ass groups out there, and it makes it even more scarier.
Yeah.
Because the people that are responsible for killing Abby and Libby, they're not in jail. Okay.
They're not. At least not all of them.
These weirdos that are in jail, somehow they've tapped into somebody on the dark web that's more evil, and it's a group of them. Yeah. That's what I believe.
It has to be.
Alan and the other dude, they're fall guys.
Well, the state responded to that 136-page memorandum and basically kind of brushed it off as if like, oh, they're fucking with y'all. That's it. That's the end. It basically responded by saying things like, the defense has put out neglectful statements that are partially false, and like use words like partially false, or it just alluded to the fact that some of it wasn't true, but it didn't say all of their claim it was right. It didn't say all of it. So it's like, it's just like you really have to.
But we do know it's a ritualistic killing. We do know that.
Right. And they claimed that it wasn't, but then why would they have had the mysterious professor to begin with to determine whether or not it wasn't?
That wasn't fired from a gun.
The bullet is weird because I don't understand how you determine that a bullet comes from somebody's gun if it doesn't go through the chamber.
Ryan Logan clearly is not the bridge guy.
Right.
So, and you got, who is the bridge guy? Is it Richard Allen? Is it Brad
Holder? And Brad Holder was cleared within 15 days because he supposedly was at work that day and he had clocked in and out.
The whole thing is I think Keegan, still to this minute, right, is the answer to all of this. Keegan has contacted somebody through the internet. He is associated with something really, really bad on the internet. And we know he's bad on the internet because look what was on his computer.
Yeah.
Right? So to get those things, you got to be connected to other bad people.
Right.
Where do you think it came from?
Dark web.
It came from other pedos and things of that nature. So he's connected, or he couldn't have those images. Who sent him the images?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Why
so he's connected to people, and them people are in some organization that is really bad and really fucking evil. That is truly what I believe. And if they box Keegan in and they figure it out, I don't know why the FBI hasn't figured out his ties to the dark web or his father's ties to the dark web, but it's going to be something of that is the missing piece to this whole puzzle in the Delphi case.
They're all somehow connected. They have to be. And I mean, I'm not saying that Richard Allen is innocent now, because I mean, for some reason, I feel like there's got to be some kind of tie to him, because I mean, yeah, you could be going out for a walk or whatever, but he's there and he's whatever. It's just, how did they connect? Why are they not bothering to connect it?
And the confessions and I mean, then you got Keegan.
The bullet part still.
Half-ass confessions from Keegan. But never solidly Keegan said he did anything. Which is the weirdest thing, because
he just happened to be talking to one of the girls. Just, coincidence.
It's just all crazy. But the only thing it can make sense to me is Keegan is connected to somebody in the underworld, and it's somebody bad. I
think the defense excuse for RA was premeditated, meaning I think RA and an accomplice staged it to look that way. They just wanted to kill. Irish asked earlier a question, and I meant to come back to it. There was stuff going on with cameras allowed in the court case with Bryan Kohberger, and apparently the Delphi is also wanting to not have cameras in the court case. Why are all these cases starting to do that? Like, they don't want to share with the public what's going on in the case?
I guess because, the more it's shared in the public, this is just my thought on it, that more it opens up to public opinion. The more a public opinion and it's on the news and talked about it and their views are pushed as this is the person, the more easy it is to convince a jury. Because you think as a jury, you're not supposed to know anything. But look, we live in a world where people have social media, the fucking news, everything. Right. So there's no way to miss it. So there's no pure jury pool anymore. So you want people to not see it so they don't have a preconception that your client is guilty.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
And see, I never understood
Before
that.
Before they even tried. They're tried by the public opinion and not by the court of law.
Yeah. I never understood that for all the cases. All the big cases, like Casey Anthony, and I followed a handful of the big cases in the beginning of when I started following true crime. But when they go to get jury members, how do you find a person who doesn't know about, like...
You got to find Paper Cut Tina, lived in a cave and don't
Paper Cut Tina knows about all the cases.
I know, but I'm saying as a rep, you got to find somebody that don't be on the internet. They don't follow it. They just don't care about it.
Yeah.
It's not their thing. You know what I'm saying? You'd be surprised. Like, you know, we can sit here and we can name all these people off, and we got 500 people, and all 500 people know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
But if we step out of this true crime bubble and just walk over to the neighbor and you say, just anybody, the Summer Wells, they're not going to know who Summer Wells is. They're not going to know who. They may know big stuff. Casey Anthony, you know.
Yeah, and I know the girls that I work with. I overheard one of the girls talking about something, and then she was saying how she was from Truckee, and I was like, originally, and she's like, yeah, I was born in Truckee, California, and I was like, oh, that's where that, and she was like, Kylie Rodney, and I'm like, oh, so I'm like, she knows it because of the area or whatever. But then the other lady across on the other cubicle was like, yeah, I know that case, that girl, there's no way, and women, she like started talking about it.
Look at the chat. Women, of course, are into true crime, but just say as a man, I walked over to another dude and said something about true crime. They're not going to know about it. You know what I'm saying? Women sit around and drink wine and listen to true crime and murder just so they can plot to kill their husbands. Okay, I know that's why y'all here, right? Y'all just looking for a way to get away with it.
Lord.
I'm gonna try to help you. I'm gonna give y'all clues and stuff, you know, how you can possibly get away with, you know, for all you ladies out there trying to off your old man. That's why y'all all in the true crime. Be like, as soon as I figure out a way to get away with it, he's done. Okay, that's PJ. That's why you in the true crime, man.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
See, guys. Well, look, if you haven't, make sure they do what, PJ?
Hit the like.
Hit the like. Damn. Thumb it up, right? Look, there's 4 thumbs right there. So, also, great way to support us is to check out the merch store, buydollysoap.com. All right, we got soaps, we got lotions, we got candles, body wash, voodoo dolls, you name it, we got it. And right now, soap is 50% off when you use promo code Dolly Vision, okay?
For soap only.
For soap only. And 10% off the entire store when you use promo code Wash Your Flaps, okay? So thank you for everybody that's been buying our products, keeping us alive, keeping us working. We love you guys. And, of course, I will see you guys later tonight for some late night Dolly Uncensored. PJ, of course, we'll see you guys tomorrow, right?
Yep.
And until then, you guys be good. Stay safe. The boogeyman's real, so check under your bed. Peace.